There's a number that appears in almost every study about lifetime earnings, and almost nobody under 25 ever asks to see it. Not because they don't care about money, because they think they have time. That number is the age when your income curve starts to bend. Not explode, not suddenly make you rich, bend. And for most people, that bend is decided somewhere between 22 and 29, during the exact years when they're spending the most energy trying to look like they've already made it. The phone upgrade, the expensive clothes, the car payment, the apartment you can barely afford, none of it is really for you. It's for the room. The problem is, the people in that room are usually just as broke as you are. And the people who can actually change your life, the mentors, the executives, the people 10 years ahead, they don't remember your shoes. They remember whether you showed up early, whether you asked the smart question, whether you were worth investing their time in. Because in your 20s, the most expensive thing you can waste isn't money. It's the years when everything you build starts compounding. So call that mistake 1, spending on the room. In the 1 decade, nobody in the room can actually help you. Mistake 2 is quieter. It doesn't look like a mistake. It looks like maturity. You take the job with the better salary, $11,000 more a year. On paper, that's a win. At 40, it is a win. At 22, it might be the wrong one. Because the other offer, the smaller one, comes with a mentor or skill nobody your age has yet, or 3 years of reps at something that compounds. And $11,000 set against 40 years of a redirected trajectory, that's not $11,000. That's a rounding error dressed up as a win. Here's the part nobody puts in a pamphlet. You've heard the advice. $500 a month, index fund, don't touch it, let it compound. Fine, true. Also, at 22, incomplete. Because there's a second asset compounding in your body right now. Not your brokerage account, you. Your ceiling. What you can charge for 1 hour of your own attention. And in your 20s, that asset grows faster than the market ever has. Nobody sells an ETF for that one, so it gets ignored. And the money gets split wrong, too. Spend first, save whatever's left, call it saving. It's backwards. Everyone knows it's backwards. Everyone does it anyway. Because deciding the number before the month starts means looking directly at how little control you actually have. So instead, you don't look at all. You don't open the app. A number you haven't checked can't disappoint you yet. It only disappoints you later, all at once, with interest. Here's the only math that actually matters. Take what you make an hour, after taxes. Now take the $100 shirt. It's not $100. It's 6 hours, a full workday, traded for a shirt. Ask it that way, every time. Not because the shirt got worse, because you finally priced it in the currency you actually have. It was never dollars. It was always hours. This is where it stops being personal and starts being structural. Skip the hour math. Take the bigger salary over the better mentor. Never open the account. You don't just lose this year. You lose the compounding season. Skills stack, reputation stacks, proximity to people already 10 years ahead, that stacks too. Miss the window and nobody tells you no. You just stop getting invited into the rooms where the acceleration happens. Quietly, no announcement. You just notice at 31 that the gap between you and the guy who did it right isn't a gap anymore. It's a different track. And there's a third layer, harder to undo, because it's not about you anymore. The apartment 11 minutes further out to save $200 a month, that quietly costs 400 hours a year in transit. Hours that don't come back, don't compound, just evaporate into a commute you won't remember a single detail of. The roommate who's 3 weeks late on rent. Again, who has opinions about your ambition, who is, without ever saying it out loud, lobbying you toward his own ceiling. Proximity is not neutral. You absorb the room you're standing in, whether you notice it or not. And the last one is the sneakiest, because it looks like inspiration. You watch the guy who made it, private jet, the house, the whole finished building. Some part of your brain files that as the blueprint. It's not the blueprint, that's the roof. The blueprint was 10 years earlier, and it was ugly. Cheap food, a cracked phone screen, a subscription he couldn't really afford to the one tool that taught him the one skill that eventually paid for everything else. He didn't skip the ugly part, he just finished it before you were watching. Which leaves you with the actual question. Not how do I get the roof? Whether you're willing to spend a few years looking from the outside like you're behind. Cheap apartment, cheap car, a calendar that's mostly work in practice. While the version of you optimizing for the room gets the nicer everything right now on a payment plan. One of those versions is building a floor. The other is renting the appearance of one. And for a while, they won't look different. That's the part nobody warns you about. The gap doesn't show up in year 1. it shows up in year 11, and by then, it isn't a gap you can shop your way out of.